Hey yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Masquerade, and today I'll be bringing you some coverage around what has been going on, what has been shown about GD05, and why the fuck is the set so broken. I don't understand. I'm just seeing each and every card, and like the only card I think is bad is Ashmal. Literally, I don't believe I've seen any good, worse cards or bad cards at all. Like I'm really loving this set. I really think that power creep is something that we might be afraid of right now. But let's just jump right into it and look at some cards. First things first, we have Akatsuki. Essentially, its level and cost get lowered by each of your orb units in play. So if even though he is a 6/6 cost 4/4, he may become, I don't know, at most a 1/1, but most likely not gonna happen. Or might get his level to one drop, because other decks already are getting their one drop that is really useful for them. But essentially, yeah, the main reason why I'm really liking this card is that when linked, it may even bounce a unit with an orb trait. So it's essentially like an if you play an orb deck and it's blue, yes, you're gonna have this card, of course, because you just play two units and it becomes a 4/4. Essentially, it becomes a nail strike that links with anything that is orb, which is really great. Um, and you may play it as soon as turn 3 if you can spam the board until then with 3 units. But yeah, like I'm really liking this card. It's a bounce, it's a general link, and it gets really low once we see more orb units. But because as of right now, we only have the Freedom Gundam with suppression. Now we have Lopez Rex, which says increases unit's AP by an amount equal to amount of damage it has received. So essentially, it can become a 9/1 at most. And at the end of your turn, you may choose one of your Decadon, deal 1 damage to it, and set it as active. So essentially, it can swing, restand, and just stay standard without getting threatened unless it gets rested. But this is really great. Although it's really great, we have the other Lapis Rex, which pings from GD03 or 2, I believe. I think it's 02. So it's not the best card, but it may be something you may run as a 1 or 2 of in those decks, essentially because it is also a Tekkadan, so it, of course, does count for that lupus to be exiled. Now we have a Florus Ryuzigo, which is just really great for any purple deck, not decadent rate, just a purple deck. It costs 4, and on deploy you may choose a unit as level 2 and destroy it. Really great effect, but then it is also an attack effect. So if you link it with a decadent trait, you can essentially kill 2 level 2s and even swing into a link. So you're removing 3 characters in response to 2 cards from your hand and 4 cards from your opponent, which is a really great direction we're going into because level 2s are way too annoying to have, are way too good. They are just way too strong. And also, if you don't have to deal with level 2s, you can just trash it if you're playing a Tekkadan deck, and they will become more fodder to your Lapis Rex from GD02. So I believe this card is great in any deck. I'm really liking this card, and I believe this is going to be a 3 of in most purple decks, at least. Then we have Ashmal, which I believe is the worst card we've been seeing because it's not a linkable unit, and once per turn, when this unit destroys an enemy card with battle damage, deploy 1 token to 1. Um, since it's not a link, you have to wait at least 1 turn at level 7, 6 cost, which is really costly, and I don't believe that's really that great. This unit also gains Repair 1 as for each of Calamity War units, which is like in pre-release format. This is really great, but other than that, this is not that great. To be honest, I don't believe. But yeah, like other than this card, I believe you're gonna be really like, wow, this is changing. So we have here biological CPU, which is getting some buffs. The first calamity here says choose one other active Earth Alliance units, rest it, and if you do choose one rested enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. Pinging 2 damage is always really great if you play this at the same turn as another character that is Earth Alliance. it's just gonna be stay rested and you deal 2 damage, maybe deal with 1 unit on the board and still have 2 units developed, which is really great. But Forbidden is what takes me into another level, which is at level 4, 3 cost. When linked, choose one rested enemy unit to level 3 or lower, return it to its owner's hand. Yes, it has to be rested, but it is at level 4. It is a 3/4, and it also is a biological CPU trait, so you can link it with anything that is biological CPU trait. And I really like these general links because you don't have to run the same name unit. You just have to play biological CPUs that are really great. And I'm really liking the direction that they are taking with Earth Alliance and the biological CPU trade, because I believe that this deck can become really, really strong as a mid range option. Other than that, we have also some improvements to H, which I believe are not good enough, but they are still great. We have the double bullet, which says on action, pay 1, and this gets AP +4 during this battle. So essentially, if they are swinging into it and they are not intending to die, you can just pay 1, and yeah, you're gonna die. Other than that, it says once per turn, when this unit receives enemy damage, if you have another nerf iteration, reduce it by 2. So essentially, they have to make multiple swings. They have to. It's not gonna be a small AP unit, so it's gonna stick on the board a lot. And I really like the effect. And I believe this is something that Age really likes to see, because they are not gonna lose their units the turn they're playing. Other than that, we have the H to normal, which says on destroy, choose one green Federation pilot from your trash, add it to your hand. If you do, discard one. So this is essentially a Banagirl and Unicorn from set one. It's exact same cost. The effect is similar because the unicorn asks you to actually pick the banner underneath, which, let's be honest, it's gonna be always the one you're gonna pick. This one doesn't say that. If you have, I don't know, another Asuno that is not that great underneath this one, but you have the draw Asamo on the trash, you can always recover it, which is really great. And I believe that this card is really, really good for tempo advantage in terms of thinning out your hand, because you don't even the only problem with this age is that you have to choose. You have to have the card, and if you do, discard one. But the truth is, you can also just add it to your hands and trash the same card, so it's not any problem whatsoever if you have way too many pilots. Then we have something from a list that I really, really liked, which is Academy. We have a 2 cost level 4 deploy, which is look at the top 3, reveal a command card. And remember, we have the freeze that says you may, when you play a command pilot, you may attach it to one of your freeze. So these commands are going to be command pilots that are going towards that direction, and you also know what's in the bottom of your deck and what not to count on, considering your hand and the bottom cards you made. So I believe that this card is going to be a 3 of. Then we have this Gundam rebuild, which says count the number of units with Breathe or Gun in their card name, plus this unit. Okay, so this unit, even though it doesn't have Breathe or Gun, it counts itself. All enemy units whose level is equal to or lower than the number that number are deployed rested. So essentially, if you have this and plus 1 unit, their level 2s become are deployed rested. If you have 3 units in total, you level 3s get rested, etc., etc. This is really, really great for Academy. This really makes Academy great in the terms of it wasn't as good before because it didn't have a really good rebuild. But now with this rebuild, we have really great options for mid game, and I believe that we don't have to rely only on Ulfrids or anything like that. We have this rebuild that can just stay as in the mid range that we really, really like. Now we have Prospera, which says this unit and all your units with Gundam Ulfrid get a P+1. So essentially, it's a +2/+2 pilot that gives +1 to the board, like Gundam, the broken card. And this doesn't say your turn. So your Ulfrid blockers will become 3/4 blockers. So your all of your other Ulfrids are going to be at least +1. And don't forget the gun node, which are to be revealed yet. So yeah, I believe that this is going to be such a great deck. Um, I really love the fact that Ulfrith had had that effect, which says if you play a command pilot, you attach. But now you're gonna see that is not gonna be the case because this new Gundam Fighter Shuffle Alliance MF card just do exactly that, and I'm gonna show some right now, and by the end I'll show the most recent reveals. Um, Now we have the How Gundam, which says you may choose one of your other active MF units, rest it. If you do, deal 2 damage to all enemy units whose level is equal to or lower than the unit you rested. So, why did I put the one drop to here? Because since it's a level 6 for cost, you can pair it with Master Asia or any other pilot because yes, it's a when paired effect. It's not even a when linked effect, and you may play the Shining Gundam in the same turn, even though you may burst your EX resource, and you're gonna clean all the units that are level 2 or lower. Again, this meta is really shaping up to be what I really like about Gundam, which is you don't have to rely on this consistency of playing a lot of tutus just to have a flooded board and deal damage, be aggro. I hate aggro decks, I've always mentioned this, but I really like the fact that we're running towards a direction that we don't have to have um, these decks at all in the format, and they are gonna be removed whether you like it or not. But this is not the only thing that is broken in MF. We have Master Asia, which is the first LR pilot. Yes, LR pilot, and of course it's broken. So to start things off, let's read the burst. Normally it just says add this card to your hand. Well, this one says if there are 3 or more MF cards in your trash, which it's gonna be a white red deck. That's why I put Shining Finger here for you to see that Shuffle Alliance, Special Move, MF are gonna be all gonna be around the red and white focus. So you're going to trash a lot with overflowing affection. You're going to be like running a lot, and it's going to be so consistent because it's a 2-2 pilot, and it says if there are 3 in the trash, you may deploy it as a 3-3 unit instead, and don't treat it as a pilot. So if you see you're overflowing with the with pilots in your hands, you may consider it, or just like make your opponent think that it was an option for you because you have so many pilots or have too many pilots. So you always have that option. And I really, really liked the fact that this burst exists. But other than that, you even have the during link on attack. If you have activated a special move command card that main on action, choose one enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. And don't forget that as the game goes on, there will be maybe cards that restand. So this can act as like multiple times. That this can come into effect multiple times. So yeah, this is like it's crazy. Like the card itself, it's like way too good to be true. It's a level 6. Yeah, it's really late. Yeah, the one that we have, it's also level 6. The link. So yeah, I just really like the card. But what is so great about these main action effects? Let's start by Shining Finger. Main action: choose one enemy unit with 4 or less HP, rest it. Then you may choose one of your units with Shining Gundam in its card name, which we have a lot of Shining Gundams. We have this Shining Gundam, and we have now the level 4, and we're gonna get more throughout the meta. And it gains first strike. So you rest the unit, you give first strike to another, so essentially it becomes a free removal. You can even give it to the 2-2 if you have to, just remove a unit and still have board presence. Like the card is really, really great. It's an Amuro that says you can remove a unit again, as well and not lose anything. So I really, really like the card. And the fact is, um, these effects are gonna be really, really great throughout the meta, and now you're gonna see more cards that play in that way. So, Rose Screamer is the reason why I am so mad about the Frith mechanic that was released in GD04, because this just says choose one of your MF units for less AP. It gets AP plus 2 after activating this card's main. You may pair this with one of your MF units. So this makes the free level 5 essentially say, yeah, if you're playing in this trade, you must have me on board. But if you don't play me in this trade, you have other card. If you play other trades like MF, you can just play the card and just do the same thing. So I got really, really mad about this. But then we have way too many good cards in this archetype. I'm gonna show some then in the end because they were just revealed today. Now we have Gundam Rose, which links with Georgia Sand, which is the pilot for Rose Screamer, which says on attack, activate main on the card paired with this unit. So you may activate it on your on another unit. First things first, then attach it to Gundam Rose. Then when swinging, you may activate it and just put Gundam Rose as a 6/4 for a 3 cost at level 3, and it's gonna stick to the board as a 4/4. Yeah, this is really really good. This is really great. You also have you can't give it the first strike, of course, because it's not Shining Gundam, but you can give it to this level 4, which says you may choose two MF units from your trash, exile them from the game. If you do, choose one special move from your trash. Card. Okay, special move command card. Okay, special move command card, which are Charge Ascend, which is the shining finger, and you're gonna see by the end there's another card that is really really good from this, and it's a white deck, so you can be trashing the MF unit cards with overflowing. You don't have to play them and destroy them, and add it to your hand. So you're essentially recovering cards. Recovering cards is really great. As I said, I love Destiny Gundam decks, and I believe that this is gonna be one of those alarms that are gonna be at least $10 because the deck really, really, really functions around this alarm, and it's like the Gundam Amro of the MF traits. Then on attack, you may even choose one rest of the unit and set it as active. So, like, you can even just link it with the Mona Kashum, okay? Which is this pilot who says on pair, draw this card. Again, another draw this card for a for for this deck. And the broken thing is, it even activates its main effect. So you can just discard Rose Screamer, activate his main effect. Now Shining Gundam is you can't activate it on Shining Gundam because it's not a 4 LCP, but you can activate on another unit. But then you're gonna see a card by the end of it, of these slides, that has a another effect that is really great, which gives Bridge, and you can activate it. Uh, yeah, like the thing is, you are playing Shining Gundam, you exile 2, you choose one special move, you then play Domukasho, you draw, discard the same one that you trashed, and activate its main effect. So if it's a breach one, you just draw discarding to get the breach effect, and you even have one mana open. I don't know, overflow, play another of these actions, commands. I'm really liking the direction that MF is taking, and I believe that this deck is going to be one of the best decks in the format in the next format. Now we have the new updates, which are the wings. The wings, of course, everyone has already heard of them. The first one, which is a 0 EW, says while the rest of the enemy unit is in play, this unit gains suppression. On attack, choose one enemy unit, rest it. So essentially, if your opponent has at least one unit in play, whenever I swing into face, it's gonna have suppression. But the broken thing about this is that another hero U has been revealed. The effect is great. It's I wouldn't say great. I'd say it's meh. The effect says destroy when this unit destroys an enemy shield. Choose one enemy unit. It gets AP -2. Okay. Yes, it's really really great. We still have to see the fact, see if we destroy two cards with suppression, if it gives -4. If it is, it's broken. But I don't believe it may be. It may even get errata to once per turn. But the good thing is that now we can run 7 to 8 heroes in our deck. Most likely gonna see 7 because of this Quatra Rebarba winner, I believe it's his name, which is this little guy here. Which when I made this, we didn't have the official reveal. This is the winner, the participation promo for season 2, which I really liked as well. Is that they included now finally good cards. These 3 are gonna be really great cards, which is really good for the game because participation cards in the last set were trash altogether. So yeah, I'm really really liking it. But the thing is, it says when paired, you can see by the little purple, choose one enemy unit that is level 5 or lower. Rest it. So it's essentially a different Amuro, but it's an Amuro for white decks. So now blue white decks can play 8 Amuros. Green white decks now have an availability to play level 5s, and it's an Operation Meteor. And the G team, I believe, yeah, but I know it's an Operation Meteor. It's the main focus. Why? Because of this little guy, Gundam Heavy Arms, which is gonna be the new Gundam essentially. It's a scry. Okay, you look at the top card, then put it to the top or the bottom. It's great to at least filter out or know when what you're gonna draw, and you're also gonna link it with any of your heroes slash Quatre, and with Quatre, it's at least a 5/5 that is removing a body on board. It's a really good tempo advantage to remove a blocker. It's a really good tempo advantage to be removing the board, and also to look at the top card. Uh, I believe that this card is gonna be starting to come into wing decks more and more often, just because of this Quatre, and also the bird mode is gonna come more because now you have availability to play more heroes, so you can spend heroes on your earlier units and not save until you see wing. Then we have some reveals that I'm just gonna really pass through because I think these cards are gonna be great and gonna be insider archetypes. First is League Militaire card, which it's a +2/+0. It's not that much, but the thing is, most units are 3 attack or have a League Militaire trait link, and they're gonna be at least a 5, so only bases with 6 are gonna survive. And it's one of your when one of your league military units unit tokens receives effect damage, reduce it by 1. So the thing about, for example, the purple white deck that I saw is that it loses really hard against blue white league military, and the way we dealt with it was play with adapts and Mikazukis just to remove it. But now we can't even do that once they have the Odello Henrik on board and we don't remove it. So this is really great, especially because of the core fighter, which gives blocker to all of your units once it's rested. And if this is on it, so if you even go second, that you're at level 4, so it's your third turn, you can play the core fight, and you have, I don't know, 1 to 2 tokens. You can play core fighter into this and just rest it, and your units are not going to be pingable, which is really, really great. And I believe this is a huge buff to League Militaire by itself. And League Militaire, I believe, is already a great archetype. They're going to include now more stuff into League Militaire because they're not releasing League Militaire pilots only. And the other command pilot, I don't believe it's good enough to show. Now we have also the move from Shah Aznavour to also be purple. We have the Char, which is a +2/+2 level 5 pilot, which I don't believe it's that great, but you may choose one Neo Xeon base from your trash and deploy it. So this is pretty great, especially because of, for example, Sazabi. Sazabi? No, Sazabi is this guy. I believe it's the base from first set that is green, that costs 2 and says you add a shield to your hand and then deploy a unit from your hand. So this can become a free unit on board. This is great, but the thing is, usually shard decks are more aggro, so they may just run this because it's like, I don't know, 3 of these, 2 of this, something like that, but it's not going to be your main because of the other one that says I give I maneuver while I'm linked. Why is this really great? Because of this Asabi, which says suppression with I maneuver, so they can't block it, and it's a double swing interface unless they have a base. They're not gonna get rid of it. And on attack, you may choose one of your units, destroy it. If you do, all enemy players choose one of their non-battling units, destroy them. So let's say you play Sazabi, sure, you even get the base from your trash. You play it. You play a body that is intended to be destroyed, and then by the end of it, you're just destroying it because it was played, and you activate its destroy effect, and then your opponent is now in need to destroy another unit. But let's think they have 2 units, one of them rested, and they have a big body on board. If Sazabi swings into another unit, the other unit, the big body has to be chosen because because the body you're swinging into, it's a battling unit. So you can essentially remove 2 bodies really, really fast. This is a huge tempo swing. This is a good direction for char decks to move into, especially because of the new 2 drops removal. level 2 removal. So yeah, I really like the direction that they are taking it, because it's not only gonna be Neo Zeong, or Neo Zeong, no, Zeong LR. It's not only gonna be just that I hand and then just the little kids into the board. No, it's really a great change of pace. Now we have also Cast, which is a really great card. When destroyed, you may choose one of your Neozean units, and when it receives enemy battle damage, reduce it by 2. It's not amazing, but it's a Neozean link with purple. So if you're playing Neozean around purple, it's going to be one of your options to be choosing from. And I believe that this card can become kind of good. Not like a must have, but really great. Now we have the newest reveals. We even have the fourth, which is a little bit cut out, but it's a level 4. And this was the cards I was mentioning. So we have this broken thing which says choose one of your MF units without bridge. As you've seen, none of them has bridge. It gains bridge 3. After activating its main effect, you may pair this card from your trash with one of your MF units. So another link, another card that you can activate effect and then link, another card that you can even activate with this Domon Castro, another card that you can activate for this cannot, because it's also always going to be during link, but it's going to be so great this deck. um, you can add it with Shining Gundam to your hand, you can draw discard it, you can even then if you play, don't discard it but you link, you can just play dragon and then play this card which gives it bridge, reattach it, and then once per turn, and then swing. If it destroys any shields, which with bridge can destroy really easily, it can deal 2 damage to a 3 or less AP unit, um, which is nice as well. And then when link, you can activate again this card effect on the card paired when this activate the main on this card's effect. So I still don't know if you give bridge 3 plus bridge 3 if you're doing bridge 6. I believe it's how that works, but if it's not, oh no, because you have to choose a unit with without bridge, so forget about what I said. But you can give bridge to 2 units if you play this link. So yeah, the deck is really great. But now we're gonna talk about the cards that I was always in love with, which are these 2 new Zaft Minerva squads. So let's start with the worst card, which is the Destiny. It would be really hard to replace the old Destiny because the effect is so great, but this is a 1 off or 2 off at max, depending on the meta. But it's a creature that either sticks to the board forever or never sticks, or you just never play it because it's a 5/6 who links with Shin, so it becomes an 8/6. Okay, with first strike. So it's an 8 attack with first strike, and when it receives battle damage, so if they swing into it, they reduce the damage by 2. So either they swing as 8 into it, or they don't. If it's just late game and it's a control board versus a control board, you just deploy this as a 5/6 for striker, and either it gets unforeseen or it's never gonna die. And even if it gets unforeseen and you can't have the first strike, well, it's just gonna receive. It has to be dealt 8 damage, or it's not gonna die. So yeah, I believe that this card is pretty great. But now we have the best card revealed, which is the Force Impulse Gundam. What I always felt about the old Force Impulse Gundam is that it was always the worst Destiny, and now we have this Force Impulse Gundam, which, to be honest, in my opinion, it's gonna replace the other Force Impulse like uh, really fast. If you deploy this unit from your trash, choose one pilot with Shinasuke in his card name and add it to your hand. So if you play the level 3 impulse and play this, you can add the Shin to your hand. If you play it with the old Destiny, you can add the Shin to your hand. So you have now recursion of pilots and recursion of units. Yeah, the deck is the master of control. It's linked with Luna Maria, which is not that great, but the truth is as we're moving forward with the meta, I don't believe that Kira is gonna be a must-have, the AL Strike Kira. But if it is, I believe that this is really really strong to be looking at, and I believe these are some of the best cards in the set. We also have some reveals. Other than this, we have some strike freedoms. We have some cards that are not the best, but are to be commented in the future by me. Strike Freedom, for example, gives. I believe, yeah, I don't have it here, nor I'm gonna talk about it because I believe that there are a lot of things to be revealed still. We were also revealed the Strike Freedom, which choose two units. If they destroy a unit with battle damage, even if it dies, you draw one card, and by discarding two, you can bottom on attack. You can discard two cards from your hand, and you bottom deck the lowest level unit on your opponent's board. So if they have only one unit, you're bottom decking the one unit they have. It's great, but it's not awesome. So I didn't talk right now about it. But what we have right now is that we're shifting into this set, looking like we're gonna start to have more of a collector side of things, because at least for now we had like a lot of a little amount of SP cards. We had one or two LR plus plus, and the LR plus plus were always neat. And until we got to this last set, which both LR plus plus are broken, and two of the best cards in the set. And now we're shifting into getting an Amuro, which is SP, and a Char from the starter deck, the one that gives I maneuver, SP. And there are 8 types of SP cards pilot. Okay, there are also gonna be 8 SP units, and there are going to be 8 SPEX resources. This is trash in the terms that, yeah, you're going to be obligated to have the EX resources themselves, and there's going to be a chance, because of course you want to get the Amuro, which is going to be like a, I don't know, $150 to $200 card, but you're going to also need, if you get this one, it's going to be a $20 to $10 card like Iron Blood is right now, which I didn't really like that thing about this set, which are that's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of SP cards. Either they get like, I don't know, 3 times more chance to get SPs, or it's not gonna be a great feeling for anyone who is pulling for these sets. But this was the news that I wanted to share with you guys. Finally, I'm just gonna show this right now, which what was what I was gonna talk about. I really like the fact that they are moving into a better look of participation cards. For example, Gundam, like they did with the first set. For example, Gun Cannon is a card that is around $150, €100 in Europe, and now we have really great cards for participation, which really motivates players to go, because the participation cards from last set were like, I don't know, €5 to €10 each. So participating didn't even compensate to open the pack. It would be better to keep it sealed. But then we have these top four prizes, which are the Char and the two hands, and the winner card, which is not revealed here, is a Xeong LR plus plus, and essentially LR plus plus, not actually LR plus plus, but you're having now tokens, and then you even get the Xeong on the as a first place. So it's really, 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 really fun. It's really, really great, and I believe that it's a step in the right direction, because Young is going to be a card that is going to be played and it's going to be valued, and it's also a card that also has value. To finish things off, I really like the fact that this mission 4 gives great cards. The participation price is Graceful Demeanor, a card that I really like, and I believe it's gonna rank up in a meta throughout. Throughout the meta itself, is going to be a card to be considered to every white deck. And then we have the Banagher, which is going to be the top 4 pilots, which I believe is really great, because it's going to be another pilot and not a Ryuze Go, which is a €50 card. This is going to be another pilot that's going to be at least €200, which is a really great motivation to make top 4. And then we have the Unicard Gundam Awaken, which the art is just amazing. The card is amazing, and it's going to be a really great card, especially for the collectors. So although this video was really long, I talked about a lot of stuff I liked, a lot of cards I liked, and I believe that we're gonna have by the end of this next week a lot more reveals. And I hope you guys enjoyed these reveals and me talking a little bit about how great they were or how bad they were. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and makes me want to do more of these videos. I'm just finishing up my masters, so I'm not gonna be posting anything more in the next week. But starting next week, I'm gonna start showing more results, more events, more gameplay, starting to show some gameplay with EB01, although it's not as meta defining. I'm really liking to see how Zeta Gundam is gonna be shaping out to be. And yeah, again, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.